in the sweltering heat of Jackson, Mississippi, where the magnolias bloomed heavy with secrets and the Delta breeze carried whispers of old scandals, Lateshia Pearson moved through her days like a queen in quiet exile, her crown forged from the fires of betrayal and the unyielding steel of sisterhood. At 38, she was the undisputed architect of Women Brunch Mississippi, an empire of empowerment that drew fierce black women from every corner of the South to tables laden with mimosas and manifestos, where dreams were dissected over deviled eggs and deals were sealed with soul-stirring toasts. Her home on the outskirts, a sprawling ranch-style sanctuary with azaleas framing the porch like silent sentinels, had once echoed with the laughter of her high school sweetheart Glen and their young son, a boy whose wide eyes mirrored the innocence Lateshia clung to like a talisman against the storm. But seasons changed, and so did vows. Glen's wondering gaze had carved canyons in their union, DMs from faceless women lighting fuses that exploded into public reckonings, therapy sessions laced with tears, and nights where Lateshia stared at the ceiling fan's lazy spin, wondering if love was a ledger she could ever balance. The belless of her unbreakable circle of Latrice Rogers, the no-nonsense realtor with a laugh like thunder Marie Hamilton Abston, the doctor whose scalpel sharp will cut through pretense Selena Johnson, the ride or die whose loyalty was legend and temporary, the firebrand entrepreneur who turned pain into profit were her lifeline, their group chats buzzing like beehives with memes and midnight confessions, a digital roundtable where vulnerabilities were aired without verdict. This latest chapter teased an OWN's glittering promo reel that dropped like a grenade across social media feeds, promised to shatter the fragile peace Lateshia had stitched together post-separation. She remembered the afternoon it all unraveled anew, a casual brunch at the Pig Pint, the air thick with fried green tomatoes and the sizzle of unspoken tensions, when Latrice's cousin Mandy new to the fold, a vivacious stylist with curves that commanded attention and a mouth that ran faster than gossip through a beauty show, leaned in with that conspiratorial glint, her acrylics tapping the stem of her wine glass like Morse code for mayhem. "Girl, I hate to be the one, but Glen. He been in my DMs," Mandy had drawled, her voice a velvet blade slicing through the chatter, eyes darting to Lateshia's face for the flinch that never came. The table fell silent, forks hovering midair, the weight of Mandy's words landing like a Mississippi thunderstorm, a rumble of thunder, and the revelation that Glen, the man who'd sworn on their son's baptismal gown to rebuild, was allegedly confessing attractions in a pixelated prose, screenshots flashing on phones like illicit fireworks. Lateshia's heart stuttered. Not from shock, she'd danced this tango before, from Antoinette's rumored flirtations to Glen's paternity whispers that still haunted holiday dinners, but from the raw audacity of it unfolding in her sanctuary, among women who'd vowed to shield her flanks. Mandy, with her fresh weave and fresher drama, wasn't just spilling tea, she was brewing a pot that threatened to squall the sisterhood, her claims painting Glen not as the remorseful husband fighting for redemption but as a predator in pursuit. His messages allegedly laced with compliments on her glow, her rind, her everything that Lateshia had once believed was hers alone. The bell erupted in a symphony of support, Latrice slamming her fist on the linen, declaring, "Not on my watch, sis, we'll drag him through the Pearl River if we must," while Marie prescribed a dosage of self-love sharper than any surgery, and Selena scrolled furiously for digital receipts, her fingers flying like justice incarnate. Tambra, ever the strategist, plotted the confrontation, a sit-down where truth would be laid bare, no filters, no alibis. But beneath the outrage, Lateshia felt the familiar fracture, the duality of loving a man who'd fathered her light while dimming her own flame, the exhaustion of rebuilding walls only for him to find the cracks. She drove home that evening, the sunset bleeding crimson across the interstate, radio crooning Jill Scott's anthems of ascent, and allowed herself the luxury of ragging a guttural scream into the void, tears streaking mascara like war paint. Glen called twice, his voice gravelly with feigned innocence, but she let it ring to voicemail, stealing for the war room her living room would become. The promo clip, with its ominous thigh emoji winking like a voyeur, had already gone viral, fans dissecting every frame. Mandy's sly smile, Lateshia's poised masking the quake within, The collective's gasps sinking with a swelling score that promised fireworks. Social media swirled a #Belle Collective trending with threads of speculation. From Glen Wild and again, Lateshia deserve better to Mandy messy or messenger, spill the tea. Turning private pain into public spectacle, a double-edged sword that amplified her voice even as it auctioned her hurt. Yet in that vulnerability lay power. Lateshia's story wasn't just scandal, it was scripture for women wedded by wayward loves, a testament to choosing self or shards. As night cloaked the city, she gathered her bells via FaceTime, their faces a mosaic of fury and fortitude, plotting not just payback but rebirth. Mandy's bombshell wasn't the end, it was ignition, a spark that would either reignite a marriage or raise it to revelation, forcing Lateshia to confront if Glen's attractions were chains or catalysts for her unchaining. The Mississippi sun would rise on a new day, but for now, in the hush of her bedroom, Lateshia whispered affirmations to the mirror, strong, sovereign, unshakably knowing the collective's chorus would carry her through the crescendo. The fallout rippled like a stone skipped across the Barnett Reservoir, sending waves through the Belle Collective's meticulously manicured world, where high tea met high drama and every revelation was a red carpet rollout for raw emotion. Days blurred into a whirlwind of strategy sessions at Latriss's loft overlooking the Capitol, walls adorned with gold-framed affirmations, the boss up or bounce out in a bar cart stocked with bourbon for the battles ahead. As Lateshia dissected Mandy's claims with the precision of a prosecutor, her phone a Pandora's box of forwarded messages that painted Glen in shades of scarlet. Mandy, unapologetic in her sequined confession, doubled down at the next gathering, a rooftop soiree at Embra's boutique hotel, fairy lights twinkling like fallen stars against the indigo sky, insisting her words were weapons of warning, not wedges of destruction. Chilly? He said. I lit up his screen, talked about how my energy matched his fiery girl. That's attraction, not accident. The air crackled. Mimosas forgotten of. Selena demanded timestamps. Marie cross-examined with clinical calm. Was it flirtation or folly? Context is king, and Embra mediated with the grace of a diplomat, her eyes scanning for fissures in their facade. Lateshia, perched on a wicker throne of resolve, felt the serpent coil in her gut, and not jealousy, but the insidious doubt that had dogged her since Glen's first infidelity, unearthed like buried treasure during a routine phone check years back, leading to separations that felt like amputations. Their son, now 7 and oblivious in his Fortnite-fueled bubble, bridged them still, his gap-toothed grin a gravitational pull against divorce's dark orbit. But whispers of finality hummed louder now, fueled by Glen's defensive dodges. Baby, it's misconstrued. Mandy twisting threads from a friendly,